Hey guys, I'm Liza. Today's WundaFocus is going to be all about that booty. Now, if you don't have one of these bands, don't stress. You can still get a great burn without it, but we're going to be using our resistance loop today. Let's get started. So we're going to step into that band. We're going to take it above our knees, right at the base of our quadriceps, and we're going to be starting with some standing squats. So we're going to take those feet 4 inches apart in parallel, and we're going to take those inner thighs and engage them outbound into that blue band just a little bit. Draw that navel in and up, and on an exhale breath, we're going to crease at the hips, reach the booty down and back. Inhale, imagine your bones going through the floor as you draw your muscle pants up. Exhale, hips hinge behind us, and we really want to feel those sitting bones separating a little bit in that tushy as we reach the booty down and back. Now, as you work here, make sure those knees aren't coming in front of those toes. We want to think about those knees living over that foot island, and we're really reaching the sitting bones down and back, checking in with where is your weight. Can you find all 4 corners of both feet engaged into the floor? Maybe find a stronger connection from big toe, second toe, across to your outer heel. 2 more just like this. And then we're going to be adding a little hold with some weight shifts. Beautiful. So really feeling how those sitting bones separate. Don't let that blue band tip your knees inbound. Now hold this next one here. Hold it here. We're going to bring our hands to prayer. Now with this little shift side to side, we're going to take our weight 99% into that right side, and then we're just going to hover our left foot up off of the floor. Bring it back down, shift it over to the left. Wait to feel that glute in the back side of the leg pick you up. We're really finding that hamstring glute connection right at the top of that thigh bone. Wait for it. It takes a second. It's like a little dimmer switch. It needs to heat up a little bit to really find that connection and that engagement. Good. It's not a big lift. We're just thinking about really transferring that weight from one side of the body to the other. Navel is still drawing in and up. Can you feel that there's a little conversation happening from one inner thigh to the opposite waistline as we shift side to side? Good. Last one here. Now we're going to hold it nice and low. Hold it here. With this little shift forward and back, we're going to engage the back of the inner thighs to peel our heels up and melt it back down. Good. Good. Peel those heels up with the back of the inner thighs spiraling forward. And then with control, heels are going to melt down. I want you to imagine your heels going through your floor into whatever is below you. Maybe it's a concrete foundation. Maybe it's the apartment below you, whatever you got. Imagine those heels really melting through the floor. Last 2. Beautiful. Now on our next one, we're going to hold it up. Hold it here. Lower your heels halfway down till you find the most amount of work. There's that shake. Good. Hold it right here. Imagine marshmallows under those heels. Hold. We're going to lower down 1/2 inch. We're going to lift up like 1/4 inch. Lower down 3 millimeters. Inhale, rise up like 1/2 centimeter. Good. Make it really small. It's not a bounce out of the knees. Instead, thinking about sitting bones are separating as we lower, and they're narrowing to lift. Last 3. Beautiful. Last 2. Good. Is your booty on fire? Mine's starting to feel it. Good. And last one, heels melt down. Stand all the way up. We're going to turn this into a little lunge now. Right foot is going to step forward. We're going to step that left foot back behind us. Now watch, that band wants to tip our knees inbound. So we're going to be fighting that. We're going to keep an outbound engagement into that band. Beautiful. Now from here, we're going to keep the shoulders over the hips as we exhale. Lower it down into our lunge. Hold it right here. Hold your first lunge nice and low. Good. We're going to take those arms up for more challenge. From here, I want you to picture your pelvis is rolling over the top of that right thigh bone as we take it into this diagonal lean forward. And then exhale, that back knee is going to melt as we bring the upper body to stack over the hips. Inhale, pelvis rolls over that right femur head. We're isometrically holding on that right side. Good. Can you feel how that weight transfers from the front of the body into the back, into those glutes, into the hamstrings? just with that simple weight shift. Good, we inhale, lengthen, and exhale to bring it back. Looks easy from the outside, but boy howdy, we're really feeling this one. Good, last 2 here, and then we're gonna add a little hold. Beautiful. On your next one, hold that diagonal nice and long. Hold it here. Can you really draw that right thigh bone deeper into the pelvis? Hold. Good. Now we're going to extend that back leg long, and we're just barely going to lift it up off of the floor. Find that crease where your glutes meet your hamstrings to reach it back. Beautiful. We're here for 4 and 3. Good. Last 2. With control, that foot comes down to the floor. Bring it all the way back upright. Hold it right here and inhale. Come back to the top. Beautiful. We're going to come down to our forearm now, and we're going to go into a little butterfly. So coming onto your right side, that right elbow is going to imprint down into the floor. Knees are going to come forward to about 45 degrees, and those heels are going to be right in line with the sitting bones. Good. Lifting the bottom ribs away from the elbow. We're going to hover those heels just in line with your tailbone. So just an inch or 2 off of the floor. Hold. And now imagining that inner thigh spiraling open, we'll keep the heels super glued together, and then exhale to close it up. So a little butterfly here, a little clamshell, as we sometimes call it. Really picturing your inner thighs wrapping around, becoming the fibers of your glute med and min, connecting all the way to your tailbone. Good, that navel is still drawing in and up. That right shoulder is melting down and around the rib basket. Good, now make this a little more intentional. As you lift that top inner thigh, imagine your bottom inner thigh activating into the floor just as much as the top one is lifting. Good, did you notice how that really turned on your right glutes down on the floor, the lower side of the body? Oh my gosh, yeah. All of a sudden they have come to the party too. It's not just about that top leg. Beautiful, check in. Are those heels still super glued together? Are they still lifted off of the floor? Beautiful, last 3 like this. We're gonna kick it up a notch into. Now the next time you open that leg, spiral it open, hold it right here. We're gonna extend that top leg long, hold, and now imagining the top of the femur head goes down to lift the leg up. So it's like a little counterweight. Picture the top of the femur head melting, the ankle is lifting, last 3. Keep that rib lifting away from bottom elbow for 2. Holy moly, last 1, and bring it all the way in. Beautiful, we're flipping into a 4-point kneeling position. Hands are gonna come underneath the shoulders. We're gonna take that left leg up and back into a little donkey kick. Hold it right here. Heart is lifting up through the space between the shoulder blades. On an exhale breath, we're gonna decelerate that leg back underneath the hip and then take it directly out to the side. Beautiful, alternating between this donkey kick up and back, bringing it back down and out to the side for a little lateral lift and lower. Here's your challenge. Keep working here and checking in with your right hip. Okay, the more the leg goes out to the side of the body, the more we want to kind of dump into that right hip. So keep that right inner thigh engaged. Imagine it lifting up through your pelvic floor. Beautiful, to help find your weight more towards the center line of the body. Now, this is not a big, huge movement. I'm not looking for fast. I'm looking for really slow and controlled here, and really resisting. That blue band wants to draw your legs back in nice and quick. So I want you to really resist as you bring it in. Picture your left inner thigh kind of floating up as the knee comes back to its home base. Good, 2 more just like this. Beautiful. Now on the next one, hold your donkey kick here, hold it here. Picture your kneecap reaching further away as you draw your heel towards your sitting bone. There we go. Now there we found our hamstring and quadricep handoff. Can you feel how your quadriceps are kind of reaching one way? And as you draw your heel to your booty, your hamstrings are drawing up through your glutes. So there's a little sort of rope and pulley system happening there. Last 3 and 2, and with control, bring it down. From here, we're gonna take this onto our backs and go right into a bridge. So laying down, flat on your back, tailbone is gonna be heavy into the floor. Melt your arms down into the mat like you're trying to sink into the floor below you. Feet are gonna come 4 inches apart in parallel. Sway your heels out just a tiny little bit. Find a strong connection under that first ray. Beautiful. From here, we're gonna inhale, peel the tailbone up. Melt the heart down towards the tailbone. And then exhale as you hinge the hips back to the mat. Inhale to peel it up. Think about your kneecaps reaching away as your inner thighs are like suspenders coming up underneath the base of the ribs. Inhale to lift, and then melting it down like your tailbone is going to be the first thing to touch the mat. Good. Now notice that blue band wants to kind of suck our thigh bones in towards each other. Find a little bit more of an outbound engagement, okay? That blue band is really gonna help us stay organized for this next part of the move. So it's a simultaneous, our feet get heavy, pelvis lifts, heart melts down towards the tailbone. If you feel like your chin is right on your chest, I want you to keep height in the pelvis. Don't lose height there, but melt your heart a little heavier. That's gonna help us find a deeper TA pelvic floor connection. Good. Now really recruit the underside of the body to lift us up. We're going to hold our next one right here. Check in. Do you have that first ray nice and strong in the floor? Hold. From here, inhale to extend your left leg out, but keep that pelvis nice and strong. Good. Now from here, we're going to inhale, flex that foot, step it away. Imagine your muscle pants being drawn up. And then bring it back up and lower that leg down. Alternating to the other side without shifting in the hips, we're gonna bring that right leg up and out. Flex that foot, step it away. Imagine you're stepping through the wall in front of you and down. Good, we're gonna alternate side to side. And we wanna really imagine that we are stepping into our muscle pants every time it draws away. So feel how your calves, your hamstrings, your glutes are all drawing up, all the way up underneath your shoulder blades. Good. Melt that heart down a little more, but give me a little more height in the pelvis. We're here for one more on the left, one more on the right, and then hold it here. Both feet are going to come to the floor. Hold it here. Bring those arms up overhead and give me a little lift and lower. Tiny lift and lower here. Really recruiting the underside of the body. Arms are heavy into the mid-back. Heart is heavy towards the tailbone. We're here for 3 and 2. And with control, melt your way down from the heart to the tailbone with control. Beautiful. Let's flip right over and go into that 4-point kneel on the other side. So hands will come right underneath those shoulders. Knees are right underneath those hips. And from here, we'll take that right leg up and back into our donkey kick. Hold. Beautiful. Spiral that inner thigh up to the sky. It's an exhale to decelerate and bring that leg forward. Inhale to take it out to the side. Beautiful. Up and back. Reach the kneecap further away from the hips as you reach into that donkey kick. Good. Keep that heart lifting through the space between the shoulder blades. Collarbones are nice and broad. Now, if you don't have a blue band, you're still feeling this in all the same places. That resistance loop is just going to kind of kick it up a notch. So don't stress if you don't have one. But be careful. If you don't have one, just be careful this move doesn't become too wild or big or fast or out of control. That loop is helping to keep us organized. So in your mind's eye, imagine that rubber band around those thighs. 2 more just like this. Beautiful. The next time you bring that leg up and back, we're gonna hold it right here. Now, we're gonna draw the heel towards the sitting bone as we reach the kneecap further away. Good. So instead of just pulsing and squeezing, I want you to really think about this 2-way stretch. Kneecap is reaching one way and the hamstring and glutes are drawing up in opposition, and it's really tiny, and we're really finding how those hamstrings and glutes talk to each other. Last 3 and 2, and with control, bring it all the way down. Beautiful. Coming onto our left forearm now, we're gonna set up for that clamshell. So heels are right in line with our tailbone. We're gonna hover those feet up off of the floor, spiral the inner thigh open and closed. Picturing that as the top leg spirals open, the bottom leg is imprinting into the floor just as much. Good. As soon as I thought about that, left glutes woke up a little bit more and went, us too? Really? Come on. Sometimes our body has a hard time understanding when we're in a side lying position how to stay organized. So let's just check in. Is your left shoulder rolling down away from the ear, melting down the spine? Are your left ribs lifting away from that elbow down on the floor? Beautiful. Are your heels still in line with that pelvis? Is your navel drawing in and up? We're here for 3. Good, we're here for 2. This is the part you all loved so much on the other side. You ready for it? Spiral it open, hold. We're gonna extend the top leg only. Take it straight out, hold. Good, now it's a tiny, tiny little lift and lower. We're picturing the top of the femur melts down, and that acts as a counterweight to lift that leg up and out for 3. Good, for 2, oh. And last one, bring it all the way down. We've got to do that lunge on the other side. So coming up to standing, this time, left leg is gonna come forward. Step that right leg back behind you. Be careful that the knees don't wanna tip inbound. Find that external engagement. Beautiful, navel draws in and up. Now from here, we're gonna exhale, lower down into our first lunge and hold. You have the option to take the arms up overhead if you want. From here, we're gonna imagine the pelvis rolling over that left femur head as we tip the body over and then bring it back to start. Back leg can lengthen a little bit. It doesn't need to go fully straight, but we're really imagining it's that rolling of the pelvis over the femur head, and we're feeling how this weight transfers from the front of the body into that glute hamstring connection. Beautiful. Checking that that front knee is staying right in line with big toe, second toe. Every time you come back to this position, take a moment to reset. Take a minute to make sure the shoulders are coming all the way back over the hips and that navel is drawing in and up. Beautiful. Finding length. Glutes are elongating as we take it up and over. Beautiful. 2 more like this. And then we are going to hold. On your next one, we're going to hold it long in our diagonal lean. Hold it here. Beautiful. From here, we're going to take that back leg and just hover it up off of the floor. Tiny little lift and lower. It doesn't have to be huge at all. If your band is too taut for this to work, bend your knee and just reach your kneecap away. We're here for 3 and 2, and with control, bring it all the way back in. Beautiful. Let's stretch it out. Take that band off for a moment. We're going to come back down onto the mat, set ourselves up into a little down dog. So press the hips up and away from those hands. We're going to take that right leg up and out, and then we're going to bring it through to pigeon. So bringing that leg forward, you can walk your back leg back behind you a little bit more. Instead of letting gravity do all the work in this stretch, I want you to take your right sitting bone and reach it back with intention for that left heel. If you want to come down to your forearms, that's really nice too. Choose whatever depth works in your body today. We're really feeling this glute med, medial hamstrings. Beautiful. And then bring it back up. We'll step that right leg back behind us into our down dog to reset. And then bring that left leg forward. I don't care that your leg goes parallel to the top of your mat. It's not about that. If you want to walk that back leg back a little bit more, make sure that that left sitting bone is reaching back for that right heel. Maybe you come down onto all fours if that works for you, or onto your forearms, I should say. Beautiful. Take a few deep breaths here. Make it a nice intentional stretch. And then when you're ready, coming back up, we'll step our feet back to the top of the mat. We'll walk our hands back towards our feet and slowly roll ourselves all the way back up, arms up overhead, and you just crushed a Wunda booty focus. Nice work.